In the name of Amen the Supreme, the All-Powerful, the one and only true Lord, in Amen we trust, as the Republic of Mentellect. The true 144,000 is being gathered in this day and time, the Mentellians. Menzeka Aminun to all of my Mentellian brothers and sisters out there, registered members of the Republic of Mentellect, and to all future Mentellians who have yet to find their way home to Amen's covenant, which is the Republic of Mentellect. I send greetings out to you, and I send peace out to you in our Mentellian language by saying to you, Menzeka Aminun. Good evening, I'm your host, the intellectual Nuben Menkares. This is Mentellect Radio, and tonight we're going to be discussing the living resurrection of the brighter elected race. I was having a discussion, because I was going to do another topic tonight, but you know what? I was having a discussion with a certain someone, and then all of a sudden I just popped into a onslaught of just, thoughts and ideas, and I know it was a transmission coming through because I just kept talking. That's usually how it comes in. It'll come in, and next thing you know, I'm just rambling. I'm just talking. I'm just like really just rambling off, and I'm going like speaking like damn near 100 miles a minute, just going and just going in. I'm going in, and I said, I was talking about resurrection and the next world and the new beginning, or the next beginning, or the next stage, I should say. And I was talking about this resurrection of the brighter race, right, as a form of life, right? Life. I did my class yesterday, the Superman, Superwoman Project, and a young lady asked me, she said, after the bright race, as you saying, is being raised up, she said, what happens next? I said, life happens next. She said, what do you mean? I said, you're not living right now. I said, life happens next. You're not living. Y'all being given life. You get to live. Right now, you are currently coming out of a dead state. You are currently coming out of a state of death. This is what you're coming out of as black people, coming into the brighter race. Because the black race is dead, whether you know it or not. They are dead. This is what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Dr. York, and people said. They are mentally dead. They diagnosed the problem early. They are dead. They are zombies walking around, being inhabited by spirit energies, just dead bodies being kept alive on spiritual demonic energy, right? Or should I say they're being kept awoke. That's the new phrase. You woke. You're not awake. You're woke. You're not dead, and you're not living, but you're woke. Meaning your body is being inhabited. Your vessel is being controlled by these spiritual energies, by these demonic energies, by these broadcasts, by these this music and things that carry demons on it, carry spiritual demons on it. So you got a whole bunch of black zombies walking around here, the walking dead, just like what you see. That's why the white man puts out stuff like Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Living Dead, and whatnot, with the zombies walking around, and they basically are moving off of artificial energy. What is that artificial energy? That artificial energy is the spiritual energy or the demonic energy that's going through the mass majority of the people on the planet, where they're not thinking. They're just following and doing what they're directed to do via the three-dimensional transmission of spiritual power. They're following that. They're dead. They're dead. The black race is dead. And I mean the entire black race. I don't mean some of the black race. I mean the entire black race. People say, well, brother, what about the people who come into the Republic of Mentellect? I said the people that come into the Republic of Mentellect and stay on this path and stay in the Republic of Mentellect as the Mentellians, they are the bright race, or they are the brighter race. And they are part of that resurrection. They've been resurrected from the dead. They've been resurrected from amongst the dead. And that's why I told you, this ain't this society, this movement, this republic is not for the black race, a.k.a. the dead race. It's not for them. It's not for the white race, a.k.a. the dead race as well. They dead as well, right? It's not for them. So when I say that this is a resurrection of the brighter race, I mean they are resurrecting from the dead, literally from the three dimension, because the three dimensional world is the dead world. Why is it the dead world? Because as the fourth dimension is coming in, the extended picture is coming in, the extended world is coming in, that extended place, that extended life is coming in, that light, that power, that brightness, as that is coming in, that extended transmission is coming in, that's the next life, that's the next world. So that means in order for this next world, these higher dimensions to come in, the three-dimensional world has to die. The three-dimensional world has to die. It has to fade to black. It has to go into a state of death. That's what has to happen. And this is happening right now. The resurrection is those who are being raised up from amongst the dead, right? Who you were walking amongst dead people, and we ourselves were once dead because we had a whole lot of dead ideas and a whole lot of dead thoughts in our heads, right? We were walking around like a bunch of deadheads, right? A whole bunch of dead ideas, a whole bunch of dead thoughts, a whole bunch of nonsense in our head, right? Things that were not gonna spearhead us into that state of life, right? We were walking around pretty much dead. That was it for us. There was nothing. We wasn't looking for nothing new to come forward, because you know these Negroes bought into that narrative. Oh, there's nothing new under the sun. Well, if there's nothing new coming from beyond the sun and under the sun, then that means there's death here, because that brightness, that light, that power that's coming to the earth is constantly supposed to be producing new transmission, new thoughts, new ideas, new communication, extended life, extended world. That's what's supposed to be produced. That's life. And the only ones who are going to receive that eternal life, that eternal brightness, that extended light are those who have that soul. Because when they are being resurrected as the brighter race, that means their souls are being ignited. They're being turned on again. They're becoming those solar beings again. Their souls are being ignited again. The fire is being lit. They're being lit. Notice that terminology. Yo, it's lit. It's lit. It's lit. Yo, it's going to get lit. These Negroes saying it's going to get lit. They looking to get lit, but they don't even understand what that really means. Why is that terminology big now? Lit is another word of saying starting a fire. What is the fire they talking about? They're talking about the soul, even though these Negroes don't know that it's the soul, and even though they probably still walking around as spiritual beings, but they looking for that resurrection themselves. They might say incomplete things like, oh, let's get lit, it's going to get lit, it's going to get lit. What is getting lit? What are they talking about? Why are they using that terminology? That's a sign that the soul energy is coming in. The solar energy of Amen is coming in to raise and resurrect the elect, to bring about the Amen race on earth again, to bring them forward in this next chapter again, through us, through our children, through our seed, so that they become the overlords and the overseers on this planet, so that they become those underlords, you understand, and the overseers, so that they become those underlords and those overseers on the planet. That's what this is for. This is the resurrection. The black race, they don't know they dead. You being ruled by dead people. The human race is born to die. They're not born to live. They born to die. Why do I say that? Because as soon as you start to see these people of the human race, these artificial ones, as soon as they start to age, as soon as they start to age, not mature, but age, you see them breaking down. You see how the so-called white man, white woman, all these people look as they're aging, as they're under the sun, as that transmission is coming in, they are being cooked, literally cooked. They're being killed off. They're being destroyed under the sun. They're aging horribly. They're aging like animals. They age fast in animal years. All of these humans. We're supposed to be maturing. We're supposed to be slowing in the process of maturity. We're not supposed to be aging and getting all old looking and things like that. This is supposed to be a sign of resurrection and separation. But many within the so-called black race who are going to stay in darkness, who are going to stay in the stage of death, because that's what black represents. That's what darkness represents, that which is absent of light. Light, brightness, pure light, brightness, fire represents life. It represents life. It represents that spark. That's what that represents. Are the so-called black race sparked by anything today? Are they sparked by anything? Do they stand for anything? Are they living for anything? Or are they just existing, waiting to die? Y'all already know the answer to that. You already know the answer. Listen to the music they listen to. Look who you listen to. Look who you let telling you what to do. Look who you let tell you what to do. Look who you let raise your children. The goddamn white man. You let the white man raise your children. You let him educate your children. You let the dead educate your children. You let the caveman and the cave woman educate your children. You let the beast educate your children. You let them tell you what to do on jobs. You let them program music for you now. They basically and virtually control everything in your life, even your thoughts. Your thoughts come from them. Your ideas come from them. Nothing comes from you or through you. That's a sign of death. That is a sign of death. What are your thoughts? What comes through you? What sparks you? What do you have independently that did not come from the white man? What do you have in way of thoughts, in way of actions? What do you have? The answer, as black people, nothing. Even your so-called Black Panther movie came from two white Jews. The idea of Black Panther came from two white Jews, and these Negroes is all up in arms, all happy that the white man just gave them a movie. He gave them like children. Like children. Black Panther didn't even come from you. If the white man decided not to make a Black Panther, you Negroes would have been walking around begging like children to ask him to make a movie for you. That's a sign of a dead people. A living people, a living race of people, they make their own movies. They make their own, they write their own narrative. They produce their own pictures. They educate their own children. You understand that? They don't trust their children to other races of people. They don't trust their images and narratives to other races of people. They don't let other people come in their neighborhoods and open up stores and businesses and whatnot and go shopping in there and still let these people disrespect you. They don't let their women go down here and lay down with other races of men. But you so-called black people do because y'all dead. You dead. That's what the dead do. And they don't think nothing wrong with that. They don't think nothing wrong with that. They think that's normal. They think that's normal. That's a sign of death. The people or the persons who are living, they got pride. They stand for something. They have their own names. They got their own direction. They got their own vision. You understand that? That represents the resurrection, the new life. You understand? That represents the resurrection, the new life. How the hell you going to talk about you alive or you woke or whatever the hell you claim you are, you conscious, but you still letting the white man write your narrative. He telling your stories. He calling you African. He educating your children. You waiting on to see what he think about things. What his thoughts are. You ain't got no thoughts of your own. That's a sign of a dead people. He telling you are African, an African American, a Negro, a Moor, a Muslim, a Christian, an Israelite, to read the Bible, read the Quran. You understand? And you following him. Like a bunch of black zombies. What do you think? You understand that? Y'all not alive. The black race is not alive. You're just a bunch of walking zombies that are being directed by the white man. You go to your job, you punch in 40 hours a week, you come off your job, you go to the bar, you go out to eat dinner, you go and look at magazines. All these things are produced by him for you. What do you produce? What do you produce? He controls everything that you consume, what you read, what you see, what you eat, your thoughts, everything. Everything. You have no thoughts of your own. Nothing. That's a sign of dead people. So when these people come up here and they arguing with me and they asking me questions and they scrutinizing me, I said, what are you producing? What are you teaching? When you come on my channel and you critique me about MENTELLECT and what I'm teaching, what are you producing? What are you teaching? What are you giving the people? Extending the minds of the people. I'm resurrecting the people into a race of persons, personified ones. I'm resurrecting the people with a next level of knowledge that did not come from the white man, that did not come from my predecessors. You understand that? That came by way of Amen, by the ascendants, by the Most High, by our future beings, our future ones, giving it to us to resurrect us in this day and time, to make us alive again, to make us stand for something again, to make us live for something again. Y'all ain't living for a goddamn thing. You so-called black men and black women, I don't care how conscious you are, how you niggas popped up, and you actually, and you know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this. You Negroes got all conscious and got all happy and whatnot when the white man made a damn Black Panther movie. Y'all done got more things out where y'all sitting around here putting real energy into it and really thinking about this and all this other stuff. Now y'all walking around with dashikis again and whatnot. He does stuff like that just to manipulate you, just to prove that y'all nothing but a bunch of black zombies. Because he already knew what you was going to do. The whole point of putting out the Black Panther movie was to get y'all on that whole African narrative again, that whole red, black, and green dashiki nonsense. You understand? That fake culture that y'all follow, that fake African culture, that dead culture. You know how you know it's a dead culture? What do you guys call on? You call on your ancestors. What are your ancestors? Oh, they dead. They in the spirit world. They dead, they in the spirit world. That's what you call on. You calling on spirits, dead people. We talking about the living, the ascendants, the ones who have yet to come here. You reaching back to the ancestors, the dead people. You ain't looking forward. You ain't looking ahead, because if you was looking forward and you was looking ahead, you would be educating your babies. You wouldn't dare have your goddamn children in their schools. You wouldn't dare do that. You worrying about the goddamn ancestors. You ain't worrying about your babies. That's the future. That's life. That's the future. That's the resurrection. Your children, the fact that you can still produce them, that's resurrection. That's life. It ain't about you no more. It ain't about you. Once you hit 40 years old, it ain't about you no more. It's about your babies, your grandchildren. That's what it's about. That's the resurrection. That's the vessel in the door you're going to come forward through again, through them. And based on what you teach them. You're supposed to guard them with your life. You ain't supposed to let them be around anybody. Let them be educated by anybody. Let them soak up this poison out here in this system from the beast. That's why your children walking around here like a bunch of dead damn zombies. That's why they doing that. You understand that? That's why y'all looking back instead of looking forward. When you looking back at a bunch of dead people, when you looking back at a bunch of ruins in Egypt somewhere, that's a sign that you are dead people. You looking back at things that don't even exist anymore. That's a sign of the dead. Y'all not resurrected. Resurrected people look forward, look ahead. They have a reason to get up in the morning. They proud to get up in the morning. That's what resurrected people do. People who are being raised on a higher level mentally. That's the resurrection. That's the resurrection. You understand that? They got a reason to get up. You niggas ain't got a reason to get up. You don't even half the time you don't want to get out of bed. And when you get out of bed, what you gonna do? Go to the plantation. Paid to go to the plantation, but I'm gonna go to the plantation. I'm gonna put in my 40 hours a week. I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna pay my bills. I'm gonna eat my dinner. I'm gonna get my hair done, my nails done. All dead activity. All dead activity. You think that's living? I'm going to watch some TV. I'm going to watch some movies. I'm going to get my hair done. I'm going to go out, eat my dinner. I'm going to go work out. I'm going to go cash my check. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to do that all in a circle. All in a circle. And you think that's a life. That's not a life. Or I'm going to go lay up with this new guy I met or this new girl I met. That's not a life. That's not a lifestyle. That's a death style. That's not no lifestyle. That's a death style. There's nothing new coming out of that. There's nothing next level coming out of it. It's the same rotation of BS. It is the same rotation of BS. And y'all still don't see it. That's why you're the dead. That's why you represent the dead. You see your life, your existence here means, I'm not even going to call what y'all have a life. Your existence here means nothing. Your existence here means nothing. If no ideas are coming through you, no higher thoughts, no extended thoughts, no transmission is coming through you, then you dead. You're dead. If everything that you looking for, everything you looking for to make reference from come from the white man, he got to do your thinking for you. That's a sign that you niggas are dead, man. Everything. Oh, I'm African. Oh, I'm African American. Oh, what do you think about this? Hold on, let me get a book from the white man or some nigga that was educated by the white man and see what he think about it. How about what you think about it? Oh, that's right, you're going to draw a blank. You don't got no thoughts about it because dead people don't have thoughts. Dead people don't have thoughts. Dead people don't have thoughts. They looking to see what everybody else think. They looking to see what everybody else think. You understand that? They don't have no thoughts of their own. They black zombies. They function like zombies for the white man. That's the majority of what you so-called black men and black women do. You function as zombies for the white man. That's all. You're a bunch of black zombies for the white man. You niggas in Hollywood, you corporate 9-to-5 Negroes, you nothing but a bunch of zombies. You drug dealing niggas, y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of zombies for you gang banging niggas. I'm going to say it just like that. Y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of zombies for the white man. That's all. You ain't nothing but a bunch of zombies. You niggas get out of bed, stand on the corner, sell drugs all day to benefit the white man. You help him launder his dirty money, his dirty drugs. That's all you doing. That's all you doing. You nothing but a bunch of black zombies for the white man. That's all you are. A bunch of damn zombies, a bunch of black robots. No intelligence, no mind, no brain, no direction, no mission, no life. No life. So of course Amen started to resurrect. In this day and time, Amen started to resurrect the bright race. The ones who have their souls cut on. The ones who are receiving this intelligence. The ones who are being transformed by way of this intelligence. The ones who are receiving this transmission. They're being cut on. Not the ones in a state of submission. Because you dead people are still in the stage of 1, 2, 3 submission. Submission. You under the mission of somebody else. You under the control of somebody else. You're under the direction of somebody else. And that's the white man, your slave master. You a slave and he's a master slave, aka a slave master. And y'all both dead. You are both dead. The so-called black man is dead. The so-called black woman is dead. The so-called white man is dead. The white woman is dead. And every race in between is gone. Y'all a bunch of walking zombies. Right? Some just have a little more animation than the others. Just a little bit more. Some are a little more animated, but don't ever mistake what these people doing in their daily routine as life. Don't ever mistake it for that. You can look at them and see you can feel a dead energy on them. You can feel it. It's almost bone chilling. You can feel the dead energy on, and it's going to get worse. I said before when I was in class the other day, I said I've never seen so many people just doing reckless things. Walking in the street, walking in front of cars, on his cell phone, talking about to walk in the street, get hit by a car. I've never seen so many people doing reckless things, especially the so-called black race. Why? Because they're not thinking. Like I said, dead people don't think. Dead people don't figure things. They don't judge things. Dead people don't think. Dead people just follow. They follow and they believe. That's what dead people do. They follow and they believe. That's what they do. Young guys riding up and down the street on motorcycles with no damn helmet on. They trying to kill themselves. Those demons done took a hold and they trying to kill them. You understand that? But that's what happens when you just an empty shell. You an empty vessel. You've been hollowed out. You've been hollowed out. You understand? You've been hollowed out, meaning your soul has been taken. When you hollowed out, that means everything inside of you, your mind, your soul has been stripped from the inside out. And you're hollow. You're an empty shell, fit for possession. That's who the white man likes. He likes those type of people. He likes those kind of people that don't have no soul. You just do what he tell you to do. You don't have no soul. You don't have no mind. Just do what I tell you to do. Be my black zombie. Just come to work every day for me. Do what I tell you to do. Then you leave when I tell you to leave. You stay for as long as I tell you to stay. Come out here to Hollywood. All you gotta do is be a homosexual or be a lesbian, or let us run through you out here and do all kind of freak nonsense out here and whatnot just to get a damn role in a movie. You understand? Sell your soul. Sell your existence. Sell your life to me. You're not learning nothing here. You're not learning anything. True learning is living. True learning comes by way of living. Is the black race learning anything? They ain't learning a damn thing. All you doing is sitting up in the white man's schools getting educated, a.k.a. trained like animals. He's training you to be a goddamn slave. He's training you to be a good damn slave, a good zombie, a good black zombie. That's what he's training you to do. He ain't training you to think. He's not training you to live. He's not teaching you anything. He's training you to exist and live and be his black zombie, his robot, his bed wench. For you so-called black women who's still laying down with the damn white man. He's training you and he's socially engineering you to be a damn bed wench, a homosexual, a lesbian. That death style. It ain't a lifestyle, it's a death style. There's no life coming out of that. He's teaching you to be a damn zero, meaning to move in a rotation. When he says you zeros, you basically are being trained to move in rotations, in circular processions. That's why he gives you a curriculum. A curriculum, if you look at the word curriculum in school, it looks like the word circle in it. He's giving you a narrative to follow, instructions. He's educating you on how to be a slave, but y'all too dead to see that. Stupid people are dead people. You understand? You really think that he's going to educate slaves, people he looked at once as slaves? You really think he's going to educate your children? He likes this society. He likes how it's set up. He likes himself on the top and you on the goddamn bottom. He likes that. You think he's going to change that? You think he's going to educate your children to come up and change that? Of course not. Of course not. He want to keep the same thing going, and that go for all these white people and a lot of you so-called black people. You don't want the paradigm to change because you're not willing to wake up. A lot of y'all are not part of the resurrection. A lot of you are not part of it. So if you're not part of the resurrection, you ain't going to hear this message. If you're not part of the resurrection, you're going to keep moving in the same circle blindly, waiting on the white man to educate you, to educate your children, to give you a job, to lay down with you, to tell you that you're worth something, to validate you, to tell you what to do next, to do your thinking for you, to educate you. All this nonsense to give you a death style. You understand? To write a book for you to read so you can have some direction in your life. You understand? You're waiting for all of this. You're waiting for all of this. You represent the dead. You represent the dead. A race of dead people. A race of dead people. You waiting for him. You letting the ones who were born to die tell you what to do. You were supposed to be born to live. They were born to die. They show it on how they age so fast. You can see they're biodegradable. I mean, they're supposed to go in the damn earth and be fed to the earth. They're biodegradable. You're humans. You're supposed to be ever living. Your knowledge, your intelligence, your wisdom that's coming directly from the Lord Amen is supposed to make you ever living. Living and learning is the same thing. Living is learning. Learning is living. Who will you learn from? You can only learn by way of the Most High, Amen. And where's Amen's message coming from to resurrect the dead in this day and time, or resurrect Amen's elect from amongst the dead? That's Mentellect. Where else? Where else? What else are these niggas going to teach you out here that they claim they got the answer? They're going to teach you how to be spiritual, more spirituality, more black Moorish nonsense, moronic nonsense, more Egyptology, more Christianity, more Bible. Notice everybody in the narrative of their books is dead. Everybody in the Bible is dead. Everybody in the Quran is dead. All the stuff that these Moors and all these people talking about is stuff that happened 200, 300, 400 years ago. Everybody back then is dead. You don't see nothing wrong with people telling you and giving you a narrative, telling you that you should be linked to and having the same concerns and the same focus as dead people, people who lived 200, 300 years ago. They're not talking about what you're supposed to be doing going forward. They're talking about what dead people did, and that you should follow what dead people did 200, 300, 400 years ago, or 1,000 years ago, or 5,000 years ago. The Israelites talking about, yeah, our father Abraham, and see, we got to be like our father Abraham. Your father Abraham is dead. He's dead, if he ever existed. What about what y'all doing today? What about what you raising your children to do tomorrow? Oh, we're going to be like his example. Was his example an extended and a continuous example? See, because a true message, a true prophet, a true one who brings prophecy, that transmission, that message goes out to resurrect people going forward continuously. That message rings bells going into the future. This message of Mentellect is going to ring bells going into the future. People will be talking about Mentellect 200, 300 years down the line, when there is no more America. When all these governments don't fail, they're going to be talking about Mentellect. You understand that? Because it's a future knowledge. And it was meant to resurrect a future people. That's what the power of this message is. There's no power in talking about a bunch of people that died 300, 400, 500 years ago, or talking about some treaties that was made 300, 400 years ago. There's no power in that. People talking about today. They talking about today, tomorrow. It's about tomorrow. It's not even about today. It's not about yesterday. It's not about today. It's about tomorrow. You understand that? Because you're going to get up tomorrow. Your children are going to get up tomorrow. You understand that? Tomorrow is always coming. Yesterday is gone. Today is gone. Tomorrow is always coming. And you have to resurrect a people into a race of personified beings who are focused on tomorrow, the future. That's the resurrection. See, the dead people, they thinking about the past. They still talking about Martin Luther King. They still talking about Malcolm X. They still talking about dead people. They still talking about Bob Marley. They still talking about Jah Rastafari or Haile Selassie. Those people are dead. Their message was for that time. What is your message for the future? Was they talking about the future? No, they wasn't. No, they wasn't. Because if they was, you could translate their message into the future. You would be able to take their message like the living water, like the living word, and continue yourself forward and transform yourself. You can't transform yourself through their messages. You can't. Because if you could transform yourself through these messages, y'all wouldn't be walking around here still listening to the damn white man. You wouldn't be letting the white man educate your children if their message was meant to transform you in the future. Their message was meant for that time. You understand that? Tomorrow is always coming. Yesterday don't matter. Yesterday don't matter. Today don't matter. Tomorrow always comes. Whether you here or not, even if your children are here, you should want to make a better tomorrow. Your grandchildren. That's how you're supposed to look at everything in a projection. You're supposed to be looking at everything in an extended vision, an extended view. That's how resurrected people think. People of the resurrection think about the future. because we are resurrected by way of the future, by way of our ascendants, by way of Amen, who are our ascendants. That's how you're resurrected. They pulling us from the front going forward. They pulling us into the future. That's what Mentellect is. Mentellect is that message that is meant to pull us into the future, to transform us, to take us from the dead and bring us into the living, to transmit messages into our head to guide us into the future. Not sitting around here listening to some nigga nonsense, some foolishness, some niggas sitting around here listening to some simple-minded monkey music, trap music, crap music, or talking about what happened 20 years ago, or dealing with these timely people, these people who are on their way out. You can't make no future with dead people. You cannot make a future with dead people, people who caught up in the past. You understand? If you ever notice, do you ever see any of these so-called conscious people talking about building schools for their children? That's the first thing you're supposed to be talking about. You ever see any of these conscious people talking about that? No, you don't. And the ones who supposedly talking about that, they talking some nonsense. You understand? They talking some over-the-top nonsense. I'm not going to name no names. You already know what I'm talking about. You already know what I'm talking about. You understand that? They're not going to build no schools for your children because they're dead. How is a mentally dead person going to educate your children? How is a mentally dead person who has no common sense going to educate your children, teach your children anything? You think because he got the same so-called black skin as you, he's going to be able to teach your children anything? See, that's where a lot of you so-called black people mess up at. You think the white man can teach your children? You think that the so-called black man can teach your children? They can't teach your children. Only the bright man can teach your children. Only the bright man can teach your children. Who is the bright man? The bright man is the resurrected man, the man who's coming from amongst the mentally dead black man. And I'm not talking about no damn mulattoes. Because like I said, we ain't going to let the mulattoes come in and change the narrative. Oh, see, he talking about the bright race. That's a mix between the black and the white. No, it is not. No, it is not. I got to make that clear. Because we're not going to have nobody step in here talking about, oh, see, he talking about the mulatto. No, we're not. Not them either. They represent the white race too. They're your dark-skinned white people. They your mulattoes is your dark-skinned white people. Dark white people. They can't educate your children. They can't teach your children. They can't prepare them for the future. But you believe they can. Because y'all a bunch of black zombies and whatnot, and y'all know that y'all walking around here, meandering around here because you ain't got no clue about the future. That's the only reason you give your children to the beast. That's the only reason you give your children to him to be educated. Because you can't do a goddamn thing for them. You got to be resurrected mentally to be able to teach your children. Meaning you have to understand or have a projected mindset about the future. If that's not your mindset, then you can't teach them nothing. 704.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I was listening, and you were talking about being ignited back up. I was wondering, what does that feel like? Is that like a hot feeling in the chest? Because that's what I get whenever I think about extension.
That feels like what you're listening to right now. You hear the energy going through me? You hear that?
Yes.
That's
sir.
what it feels like. That's what it feels like. That's Amen going through right now. That's Amen going through. That ain't emotion. That is not anger. That is the message going through. It is piercing through me right now. It speeds you up. It ignites you. It puts fire in your chest, literally. It puts a focus on the future. It puts a no-nonsense attitude and mindset in you when it comes to moving and resurrecting the people. That's what it feels like. What you're hearing now, that's what it feels like. That's what it sounds like. Do you hear
All
me?
right. Yes, sir.
All right?
All right, thank you. Yes.
All right. This is real, man. This is not a game. This ain't a game, because this is real life. This is real life. You so-called black people, y'all ain't dealing with no real life. Y'all ain't got no life. You niggas ain't got no life. I'm just saying it like that. I don't care who offended by it, who don't like it. Don't listen to me. You niggas ain't got no life. You understand? Your biggest thrill was the white man putting out the damn Black Panther movie. A lot of you people, y'all so wrapped up in that, you didn't even see the messages that were being given to you. That's your biggest thrill. Your biggest thrill was taking your children to go see Black Panther over the weekend. Your biggest thrill is getting your hair done, getting your nails painted, meeting some new nigga. The same nigga you met 1,000 times. Or some damn white man, some beast, laying up with somebody, or your damn vibrator and a glass of wine. That's your biggest thrill. Or going to work to serve the damn white man, waiting to get your damn slave wages. That's your big thrill. You think that's life? Or going to buy a damn magazine, or going on a trip or on a vacation somewhere to look at more dead people. That's your big thrill. You understand? That's your big thrill. That's what you call life. The same rotation of BS. That's what you call life. Your children bringing home an A on their goddamn report card from basically being educated like little slaves. He saying, yes, teacher, no teacher. Him telling you, basically educating your children to be slaves. That's what you're proud of. That's your big accomplishment that you're looking for. You understand that? Y'all not living. Living is truly learning. Living is igniting the people to move them forward, to give them something to get up about. Even if you are working on a job, you know that you don't see when you really got something to get up and live for. When it's just not the same mundane thing over and over and over again. It's the same beast telling you what to do, the same damn devil or the same nigga sitting up here running his mouth talking about nothing in your ear that you got to come home to. When you actually got a reason to get up, when you go into work, whatever, the work becomes nothing now, because now you're not even paying attention to it. You got something higher to look forward to. You got something to live for. You got something to focus on. You got something to put your energy into. And we got that through MENTELLECT. We got that as a community, as the Mentellians. We got that. So if our people are going to jobs, if they working for the time being to do what they got to do, it don't matter no more. It don't feel like you're on a damn plantation no more. It don't feel like you working like a damn slave no more. You understand? Because you actually have something greater to get up for. The rest of y'all, they ain't got no reason to get up. Everything is just going to be indentured damn servitude for the rest of your damn life. You understand? You ain't got no reason to get up. Like I said, your children that you having, you ain't did a goddamn thing with them. You ain't produced nothing. You raised the worst type of children. And why I say you raised the worst type of children, because they got no vision about tomorrow. They just here taking up space right now. Existing, not even living, sitting in front of video games. You understand? Smoking weed all day, drinking lean, listening to stupid monkey music all day. That's what you produce. That's the sign of a dead people. If that's what you produce, that's a sign of a dead people. You can't even point to your children and say, they're going to be doing this. Look at what they do. You can't even do that. Because you didn't produce that in them, because it wasn't in you. Because you're not of the resurrected. The resurrected have something higher to look toward. That higher for us is Amen in us. And I'm not talking about no spook god. I'm not talking about no goddamn Egyptian statue. I'm talking about our generation, our future generation, our seeds, our ascendants. That's what we got to look forward to. That's where this message is coming from. The Creator. That's where this is coming from. We got something to look forward to. We ain't looking into the world like Negroes. We ain't looking into the world like black people. We ain't looking into the world like African American. We're not interested in what's going on in the African American community, whatever the hell that is. You understand that? You Negroes still with this same narrative. You still with this same BS narrative. This same slave narrative. The slaves are a bunch of dead people. The free people are the resurrected and the living. That's the free people. The slaves are the dead people. Y'all still moving off of the same energy as the dead. You still moving off of the same energy as the damn slaves on the plantation. You still moving off of that energy. Why? Because, like I said, they was in the world. They didn't know what, their life was just basically going and picking the cotton and doing what they had to do and whatever the case may be, and going back to their quarters and going to sleep, having sex, eating food, doing all that. You tell me how your lives are different, black people. You get up, you go to work, you come home, you give the white man your money, your wages, you pay your bills and whatnot, you sleep, you have sex, you go to the strip club, you get up and go to work again. You tell me how that's any different than what the slaves was going through, other than the fact that you didn't get whipped, but you might get shot by the police, your slave masters, overseers, or AKA officers. You understand? You live under the constant threat of racism and being attacked. You live under that. Why? Because you still having that conversation. They always want you to have that conversation because they never want you to forget that you're a bunch of slaves. That's why the whole black and white thing will never go away. That whole black and white paradigm will never go away. Because they want you to still live under that slave mindset, that dead mindset. They want to be the living and they want you to be the dead. They want you to be the dead that keeps them going. They're empty vessels. That's why they want to keep the whole race thing going. That's why it won't never go away. Even when they mix the seed with the so-called black woman, and it still ain't going away. They always going to want a bunch of black zombies. They're always going to want a bunch of black zombies. See, black zombies can't hear this message. They'll listen to me and they'll be like, well, what he talking about? Why he yelling? Why he getting all hyped up? Who he yelling at? They're not listening to what I'm saying. They listening to the tone that my voice is being raised to. That's how simple-minded the black zombie is. And it can't be the problem that you listen to me raising my voice, because even if I lowered my voice and I talk like this, you're still not going to know what I'm talking about. They'll listen to some monkey nigga sitting up there rapping and screaming about a bunch of nonsense and whatnot, and they'll be bopping their head and liking that. But because I raise my voice and I'm putting out a transmission so that I make sure people hear me, because you people on YouTube are always claiming you can't hear me, the volume is this. How about it's not for you? How about this message is not for you? Stop listening to me. If you claim the volume is so low and whatnot, you can't hear, yet nobody else complains and whatnot. You get very few people that's complaining they can hear it. Obviously, it's something wrong with your computer, or it's not meant for you to hear. It's not meant for you to get it. So I raised my voice for you tonight. I raised my voice so I want everybody to hear exactly what I am saying and to listen to exactly what I'm saying. Those who can hear and those who can listen. This message of resurrection is for those who are going to receive eternal life, a.k.a. light or brightness. That solar people, that solar personification of beings. That's who this message is for. They waking up. They waking up from amongst the dead. That's what this message came to do, to wake you up and tell you, no, you're not black people. No, you are not African Americans. No, you are not Negroes. No, you are not Indians. No, you are not Native Americans. No, you are not. You are the Amun race. And this whole planet belongs to you. This whole planet belongs to you. You were here before the humans. You created the humans. And that is your white race, your Asians, your East Indians, all the stringy-haired, dog-haired people, the animal-haired people. This message goes out to you. Those of you who are of Amen, the elect. That's who this message goes out to. It don't go out to the dead, because the dead are not going to hear it anyway. I'm not here to convince the dead to wake up. I'm here to resurrect the sleep ones who are amongst the dead. They've been waiting to hear this message, because there's not much you can do to the dead. You can't do much for the dead. You can't do much for them but bury them, a.k.a. cut them off, a.k.a. leave them on the wayside. That's all you can do for the three-dimensionals, the ones who are going to be caught up in the same narrative over and over again, because I found out whenever you try to raise the dead, they're going to find some way to slink back down into the three dimensions. Some way, shape, or form, they're going to find an excuse to slink back down into the black. They're going to fade to black. As we say in the Republic of Mentellect, they're going to fade to black, meaning they're going to fade to darkness, to death. They're going to go right back to being African Americans, Negroes. They're going to go right back to being proud about black accomplishments or being black people. Or they're going to be proud about getting their jobs from the white man. They're going to be proud about the African, about Wakanda and Black Panther movie. They're going to look forward to bullshit like that. They're going to look forward to nonsense like that. You understand? They'll look forward to garbage like that. That's what they happy about. This is what drives them. BS. Right back, exactly. Right back into the shadows where they belong. They're gonna be happy about the false narrative. They're gonna be happy for Black Panther coming out. They're gonna be happy for Black Friday when they could go shopping and give all their money to the white man. They're gonna be happy to get a job. The first black person to afford a house in their neighborhood. You know, in the white neighborhood. They're gonna be happy about things like that. You know, the mentally dead stuff. They're gonna be happy that they can get their kids into a private school to go to school next to white children who gonna call their kids niggas. You understand? Or when their daughter bring home a white man and whatnot, they're gonna be happy about that. You understand? They're gonna be happy about all the things that the dead enjoy. So get the hell away from them. They're gonna be happy about all the things that the dead enjoy. That's what they're gonna be happy about. You understand? They're going to be happy about the crumbs they get from the white man like roaches to subsist on and to exist on. They're going to be happy about the little crumbs they get from the white man, the little nigger pennies. They're going to be happy about that. So they can go and give it right back to the white man and do it all again. How do you say do it all again? Do it all over again. They're going to be happy about that. You understand that? That's the dead. That's the dead. You understand? That's the dead. They're going to be happy about that. They're going to be happy to exist on that narrative, live on that steam. And like I said, those of you who don't find nothing wrong with it, you the black people, don't listen to me. I don't do this for black people. This message is not for black people. You're going to be happy. You're going to be happy to exist on that. You're going to be happy to exist on that narrative. I don't do this for black people. The resurrection is for the bright race, the ones who are coming from amongst the dead, the ones who are going into the fourth dimension, the ones who are waking up, the ones who see a future without the white man telling them what to do, without the damn black race being next to you telling you what you can't do, giving you limitations, because both of them work to put obstacles in your way. The so-called white man works to put obstacles in your way because he's going to remind you, you know you're black, right? You do know you're black, right? And then the nigga going to be next to you going, you know you black, right? You can't be doing, you know you black. They both work hand in hand, black and white together, to remind you that there are obstacles in your way. That's what they're here for. They're here to work hand in hand with the beast, to stand in your way of resurrection, to keep you dead. About you black, you African American, you a Negro. They here to keep you talking about that. They here to keep producing this false narrative. That's what they here for. They here to keep you, they want you to stay on the plantation. You understand? They want you back. Just in a different form. Whether it's in the prison population, the prison system, they want you back. You understand that? And y'all too blind to see that. They give you things in this society to stay dead, aka stay black. Because stay black really means stay dead. Stay black really means stay dead. Stay black means to stay dead. But when you come into that state of brightness, that's the resurrection. That's the state of supremacy. There's no polar opposites in this state of brightness and this resurrection. That is the continuous rise with no limitations. See, they don't want you to have that. They don't want you to know that that's real or that that's possible. Because then these niggas always come out, well, yeah, that sounds good, brother. But you know, the white man, once y'all get together, you know the white man ain't going to like that. No, you don't like it. Because you want us to stay dead with you amongst the black race. You want us to stay worrying about police brutality, worrying about racism, worrying about politics, worrying about whether who's going to be in the NBA playoffs, worry about the next police shooting, worry about all this stuff. You want us to worry about that nonsense. You want us to have black dead concerns. You want us to have black simple-minded worries like you. You want us to worry about Jesus. You want us to worry about Allah. You want us to worry about the next video game that's coming out. You want us to worry about the next Louis Vuitton bag, or the nigga woman wants you to worry about when the next next concert coming out, or when the next club date coming out. That's what they want you to think about. Or what new nigga gonna be in your face talking about nothing. You understand? That's what they want. Or what new blunt to smoke. What's the new weed coming out? That's what they want to talk about. That's what the dead want to talk about. They want false mental stimulation. They want false mental stimulation. You understand? They want that false mental stimulation, dead energy. They want you to they want to keep throwing dead energy at you, or they want to talk about get more money. Let's get some more money to do nothing with it. They want to talk about, let's get some, because when they really talk about that, that's meant to be nothing but a distraction. Chasing money when you ain't got no plan to really do nothing with it other than give it back to white man is just really meant for you to cause you distraction. Oh, we're going to get more money so we can buy more stuff. Give it right back to the white man. That's meant to just cause distraction, because if you're not building schools for your children, if your minds are not resurrected to do things like this, if you don't put your children first, if you don't put them first, you understand? If you don't put business first and the things you got to do first to produce a future for your bloodline, for your seed, if that's not important, then you're dead. If your future is not important, aka yourself, your children, and what you're laying forward, then you're dead. You're not living. If you're thinking about what happened in the past, if you focused on anything other than the future, then you're dead. Simple as that. Simple as that. You can try to make it something else. You understand? You can get these people reading the same thing in the Bible. I don't care who it is. They dead. They not talking about the future. They want to bring back the past. So if you want to bring back the past, that's really a sign that you have no real vision of the future. Because don't fall for this nonsense. Oh, it ain't nothing new under the sun. It's going to be the same thing like it was back in the past. No, it is not. No, it is not. But see, you can't tell that to simple-minded people. I'm going to give you a good example. I got to use these Negroes as an example. Now, the Israelites, I keep using you guys as an example. You say that everything going to be as it was in the past, in the ancient world, where it's going to be shekels, and you're going to have all these women, and you're going to have this money, and this, that, and the third. You say all that, but then you say in the future you're going to have spiritual power, and you're going to have power like Superman, which y'all copied from me. Now you niggas talking about having power like Superman and like superheroes now, and like you copied from me. But you guys say you're going to have power like the superheroes and you're going to be able to do this, that, and the third. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Wouldn't that be something new under the sun if y'all had that kind of extra capability? Because you niggas just said it was nothing new under the sun that was coming and everything going to go back to where it was back in ancient Israel and how things used to be. But then y'all didn't have no superpower back in Israel. You wasn't moving around like Superman and the Hulk and all that. So then obviously that power would be something new from under the sun. That power would be something new. But I just thought you said it was nothing new coming from under the sun. You guys contradict the hell out of yourself. That's your way of trying to resurrect the dead doctrine. You want to take that old dead doctrine into the future because you still want to hold on to that and you still want to be these claim to be men of the Lord, but you're not men of the Lord, like I told you. You are of the 2/3. You are of the dead. Like you guys said, it's because the 2/3 that you always describing are the dead. Because y'all keep looking back at the past. What makes you dead is that you keep looking back at the past. You keep focusing on the present. The living focus on the future. That's the resurrection. What you're producing. And if you so-called black women are laying down with the white man or any of these humans or these other races and whatnot, you are producing the dead. Because the white man represents death. The Asian represents death. The Caucasian, the East Indians, they represent death because I said before, they're born to die. Humans are born to die. They are created to die. They are biodegradable. They are here as artificial life forms to die. They're not here to live. You're the only one that was promised eternal life, but you gave it up because you want to follow them. You gave it up because you want to follow them. That's why you lost your life and you lost your light. That's why you following their spiritual narrative instead of being those solar beings. You following them now. So you so-called black women that's laying with the beasts having babies, you giving birth to dead people. You giving birth to half dead people because they half dead because they're going to be walking around confused. They don't know what they supposed to, am I black? Am I white? Am I bright? What am I? When you're in a state of confusion, that's a sign of death. That's a sign of death. There's no forward motion for you. You're producing confused children. That's what you're producing. You understand that? Pay attention to all this. See, because we're in that time frame now. We're in that time frame now. Who's out here talking about the future? You tell me. You tell me who's talking about the future. Tell me who's talking about the future. I'll wait. You tell me any of your so-called black leaders that's talking about the future. Do they got any future doctrines? Any future narrative? Nothing. They trying to resurrect a bunch of dead doctrines and dead books and dead people from the past. That's a sign that they're dead. And the resurrection is the next book to come. And resurrecting the new people in that book. And that is the Kamena. That Kamena didn't come from the Arabs. It didn't come from the Africans. It's not coming from the white man. It's coming directly from Amun, the bright race, and the bright race. Through us by way of Mentellect. Those who are being reignited again. That is the resurrection going forward through our children, through our bloodline. That's why I put so much emphasis on children and on the bloodline. Who you having children with, who you laying down with. That's important. That is important. You understand that? That's important. Laying down with dead people. You lay down with dead people, mentally dead people, black people, white people, and all these other in-betweens. What do you think you're going to get up and produce? You're going to produce a bunch of dead children, confused children, children who are in the world who have no real rhyme or reason, no real direction for what they're doing. They're just in the world existing. You understand? They're just in the world existing. They don't have no direction. And the ones who think they got direction, all they want to do is go to work for the white man. That's not no direction. Getting a job for the damn white man is not a direction. That is not a goal. That's not a worthwhile goal. That is not a worthwhile direction to go in. Getting a job for him is not a worthwhile goal. But they want you to say that's a worthwhile goal. Going to work for him, going to be a slave for him, going to serve him. You understand? That's what they want you to believe is a goal to try to ascend to and want to be and be a part of and part and parcel with. That's what they want you to believe. And a lot of you go to school, you get so-called educated to get out and get a job working for him, serving the damn devil, serving the beast. Putting 20 years in on the same job, the same bullshit jobs to do, and getting your little nigga pennies just to come home and give it right back to him. That's the rotation. People who live in that circle, in that paradigm, you dead. You're dead. You are dead. Raw and uncut, you're dead. There's no living for you. Like I said, you're not part of this resurrection. You're not part of this resurrection. See, we got resurrection coming through us. We got eternal life coming through us because we actually see the future. The picture is becoming clearer and clearer and clearer every day. The picture is becoming clearer and clearer and clearer every day. That's a sign. When Amun gave us this sign through Mentellect, when he delivered this sign, that was the future right there. That was a sign of hope, that we could actually see the future, that we can picture the future. We ain't walking around like the black race, what's going to happen? Well, what's going to happen with Donald Trump? What's going to happen? Are we going to get the mark of the beast? Are we going to get the chip? Is the world going to end? What about all these lives getting taken? The ones who have the resurrection in their mind, the ones who are of the ever living, the ones who are being given that future transmission, we ain't thinking about that. We already thinking in the future. We already there. We ain't with you niggas in the past. We already know there's no more black race. That's why I told you this message ain't catered for black people or white people. We already in the next stage. For me to cater this message to black people, white people, and any other people within the human race is like trying to do a message for dinosaurs. Dinosaurs don't exist no more, and neither do you in the future. And I said this is a future message when I started. It is meant to resurrect and raise a people into the future, or put their vision on the future. That's what it is meant to do. It is not meant to be talking about the past, because the past, you can't affect nothing through the past. You can't change nothing through the past. The past is done. It's done. So when you hear these people keep trying to talk about the past, they keep going in the Bible, they're going to keep taking you in the Quran, they're going to keep taking you in the Book of the Dead. Don't get away from them. That's the dead. That's the dead. Get away from the dead. They want to keep you in that dead spirit, in that dead narrative. They want to make you vessels for open energy. They want you to keep calling demons to you, because these demons come into you in physical form in your sleep, Like I said, I don't have so many people telling me demons is coming to them in this day and time, holding them down, visiting them in their sleep. I don't have people calling. You heard it. People calling it. It's going to happen more and more because the demons know that there's a rise that's about to take place. You understand? They're attacking everything. These physical demons are going to start attacking everything around you. They're going to start. Your family members going to turn on you. I'm telling you. As you are starting to raise up, they're going to turn on you. Once they see you are of the resurrected, once they see that brightness in your face, once they see your soul being ignited and whatnot, and they moving off of that black dead spirit energy, they're gonna get mad and they're gonna turn on you. Just wait. Just wait. Yeah, we had an excellent class the other day. I want to thank those of you who attended, came out. I'm glad you all received this transmission that was put forward. You know, uh, this is important because we are literally coming into this transmission stronger now. The more and more we're coming into this transmission stronger, and those who are not of this transmission, those who are not of this resurrection will be faded to black. And like I said, Amen has, given us uh, clarity, supreme clarity in this transmission. Amen has given us this supreme clarity and continues to do so. That's why I say put Amen first. Put Amen first and Amen only. When I said, there's no dealings with Amen unless you come into the Republic of Mentellect. There's no dealing with Amen. There's no part of the 144,000. There's no part of this seed of Amen unless it's coming through the Republic of Mentellect. There's no Amen race outside of the Republic of Mentellect. That's why I said to future Mentellians and those who are here, and those of you who will not be here, you will eventually be ferreted out and put out. Those of you who are not doing the right things. You understand? That goes to everybody who comes into this covenant of Amen. Because this, make no mistake about it, this is a covenant of Amen. This is about Amen's resurrection. This is about Amen's focus. Amen has given us grace, meaning the grace period to raise the 144,000. That's the grace that the Mentellians have. The ones who are receiving this message in real time. This is the grace that the Mentellians have in this day and time to gather the elect and to bring about this resurrection, because the fact that we have a new transmission or a next level transmission that is coming into this atmosphere that is not of the black narrative, not of the African American narrative, not of the black and white narrative, not of the Negro narrative, none of these religious things. Something that is brand next that's coming in here that didn't come from the white man, it didn't come from the black man, that comes directly from the bright man, or that bright race of Amen in the future, that is guiding us forward to the future. That is the resurrection. That is the resurrection, because true life starts in the fourth dimension. This three-dimensional thing is not life. This is existence. 1 to 3, 1, 2, 3, or 1 to 3 is nothing but existence. This is existence. What exists? Birds exist. Fish exist. Right? Trees exist. Inanimate objects exist. Animated objects exist. They're not living. See, you don't know the difference between existing and living. That's the problem. You don't know the difference. Animals exist. They don't live. They exist. Insects exist. Humans exist. But they don't live. They don't live. The difference between existing and living is living means that you have a future projected vision, continuous, constant going forward, where you see or you will have clarity of yourself in these projected and extended dimensions, outer dimensional, where you can see yourself in extended time frames. Part of the constant picture, the extended picture, because you are a projection. That means that you are a projected image of Amen. You are the projected image of Amen here on earth. That's living. That's life. Existing is you were created in the three-dimensional realm. You're always going to have a three-dimensional mind frame, and that's it. The white man won't be able to extend you because he can't be extended. He's trying to extend himself to the so-called black woman. You understand? But that's not going to be no extension because she's not extended. The average black woman is limited three-dimensional. Hell, the average black woman is damn two-dimensional, and the average black man is two-dimensional. I told you, y'all possessions. You're not people. You possessions. You understand? You exist. You exist like a damn chair, like a TV. That's why the white man called you property. He don't think of you as a people. He think of you as property. I told you that. You exist. And that's why he don't mind killing you because you can, when you destroy a chair, when you destroy a car, when you kill an animal, right? You don't think nothing of it. You step on a roach, you don't think nothing of it because they exist. You don't think of it as life. That's why the white men don't care about killing you niggas, blowing you away, shooting you. They don't care about you because in their mind you ain't living. You don't live. You ain't got no life. That's why he don't care about that. You see how in these zombie movies they blow the zombies' brains out? That's really representing y'all. That's really representing y'all when they blowing the zombie brains out in these zombie movies, Night of the Living Dead and all that. That's really representing y'all. You understand? They don't care about you because they right. You ain't got no life. You don't live for no reason. You exist for no reason. You have no purpose. If you have no purpose in the world, if your purpose is to just get up and go to work for the white man and come home and pay bills, you ain't living. You are not living. You are existing. You are no different than a fucking roach. Excuse my language, but that's just how it's getting down tonight. You are no different than a goddamn roach. You are no different than a damn chicken, a dog, a chair, a tree. You understand? There's no regard for your existence. You don't have a life. Y'all don't get it yet? Why do you think they don't give a shit about blowing your brains out, enslaving you, locking you up? Because you're nothing but an object to them. That's it. And that's how you exist in the world. You don't have a life. You black people don't have a life. You exist within somebody else's narrative. You exist within the white man's narrative. You understand? That's why he can educate your children, tell your stories for you, make your movies for you. You waiting around for him to tell you what to think. You don't got no goddamn life. You are dead mentally and soon physically. You exist. You exist. You do not live. You do not live. I'm going to give you a good example of this. This lady just not too long ago, this LeBron James called himself talking about politics or whatever he was talking about, right? And he actually started to believe that what he thinks matters, right? And the white woman told LeBron James, just shut up and dribble the ball and throw the ball in the hoop, nigga. She didn't call him a nigga, but she might as well, because that really was what she probably wanted to say. Shut up, nigga, and just throw the ball in the hoop like and entertain us like you do. Shut your nigga mouth. You understand? Take your money that we're gonna get you're gonna give back to us anyway, and just throw the ball in the hoop, nigga. You're not important. Just shut up and dribble the ball. That's what they think about LeBron James. But y'all look up to somebody like LeBron James. You understand? You look up to somebody like LeBron James because he could throw a ball in the hoop and jump high and run fast. You look up to somebody like that. But to the white men who own him, who he works for, he's nothing but a racehorse. He's just an animal that exists. That's how they really see him. He's not important. He's about as important as long as he can throw a goddamn ball through a hoop and run up and down and get money and make them money. That's about as good as he is. You understand? That means that he just exists. He ain't got no life. They don't think of him as a life. Is that not the slave mindset, the slave master mindset? You niggas on the plantation, you was just good for picking cotton and working and doing whatever, and the women was good for, being a bed wench and working and whatnot. You were property. You're property. That's how they see you. That's how they see LeBron James. When that white woman, Ann Leibovitz from damn Vogue magazine, that Jewish white woman, put that picture up of him as a monkey, as an ape, and the damn white woman in his arm, like King Kong and the white, she was basically, because that's all animals are. Animals don't have a life. They exist. Insects don't have a life. They exist. When they likened LeBron James unto a goddamn ape, King Kong, they basically letting you a nigga, you ain't got no life, you an animal, you just exist. And that's how y'all live because you let them do your thinking for you. Don't the white man do the thinking for the animals? Don't he put them in zoos? Don't he have an environmental plan for how they live and whatnot? So he basically thinks a lot for them. You know, he governs their lives. That's the same way the white man does y'all. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. You want to throw money at that? You can't throw money at that. You Negroes want to you happy? Here it is. Here it is. Y'all happy about Black Panther? Like I said, 2 white boys wrote that. 2 white men wrote that. 2 white males wrote that. You understand? They created that character. They didn't even come from a so-called black man. Yet y'all happy. The white man threw you crumbs because, like I said, that's what you do to animals. You feed them crumbs. That's what you do to those people who exist and don't have no real life. You give them little hopes of light to make them feel as though that their existence matters. You understand? But you already know they don't exist. You understand? That's how they see you. Nothing but an animal to them. You don't have a life. That's why, like I said, the police will blow your black ass away. He'll shoot an old black woman down. He'll shoot a black man down. He don't care. Black teenagers, don't matter. He'll blow your brains out, kill your mother, kill your father, massacre your whole family, and go home and pet his dog and go to sleep like nothing happened. You understand? He'll go home, kill your whole family, slaughter your whole family with a damn police officer uniform on, go right to bed like nothing happened. And he'll be thinking, I hope I don't lose my job or behind this. I hope I don't lose my pension. You understand? You know why he think like that? Because your life, you don't have a life to them. You don't exist. You don't contribute nothing. You don't have your own thoughts. You don't have your own culture. You don't have your own community. You have no real reason for existing. You don't have a life. You don't have a life. You understand? You don't have a life. You exist like animals. And if you exist like animals, what do you think other animals are going to do when they see that you are food? They're going to come up and devour you. Because they're a bunch of animals, so they're going to come and devour you because they see you as animals. See, you differentiate yourself from the animals when you living for the future. You living for tomorrow. You ain't living for today. You ain't living for no daily bread. You ain't living for what happened in the past. You living for tomorrow, the future, because in order for you to even think about the future, you have to be living in the future. In order for you to even be able to think about the future, you got to be living in the future. And I'm not talking about the fake future where you think you're going to have this job with the white man where he's included in your future. Where, in 20 years I'm going to get my 401k, I'm going to get my retirement benefits. No, that's not real. Because any day that company that you work for, they could tell you, we ain't got the money no more, so your checks are going to stop. I'm sorry about that. What you going to do? What you going to do? What are you going to do? You understand? What are you going to do? Yeah? Yeah? Nothing. What are you going to do? You ain't got the mind to do nothing. You ain't got the mind to do nothing. Though, what does a roach do when somebody wants to step on it? All it could do is run. That's all a roach could do, is run. When somebody want to step on the roach, all it could do is run. Right? That's all you can do. When you niggas out there marching and protesting, when the white man come out, what you do? You gonna run like roaches. You understand? And they know all they got to do is come out there with the guns and batons and whatnot. You're gonna run because you do things out of convenience and you think from a state of existence. You don't think from a state of life. You don't think from a mindset of living. Because if you did, you would do things to denote that you know and acknowledge what real life is. Real life is future thought. Real life is the focus on the future. Real life is the focus on your children. That should be your only focus. Real life should be the focus on your children. You should be mindful of who you are picking to have children with. You have to see the person that you're laying down with as a projection, not as a possession. As a projection, not a possession. As a projection, not a possession. You understand that? That takes the mindset of a living person. But when you are just people who are existing people, they think in possession, a possessive state. They locked into that three-dimensional narrative that is fastly starting to die away. You understand that? They locked into that. We are evolving and raising out of that. That was what the resurrection is about, to raise a three-dimensional people into a fourth-dimensional race of personified beings. That's what this is about. Extended power, extended clarity, future vision. If we're able to see the future, then that means we made it. If we're able to see the future and where, we ain't thinking about the white man in the future, black and white don't exist to us anymore. We ain't thinking about, we're going to be arguing back. We ain't thinking like that no more. You ain't part of the narrative. The white man ain't part of your narrative no more for the future. See, because they really want to be part of your future. They always want to be back and forth to the black and white thing. That's really what they want. And you know what? Y'all give it to them all the time. You know how you give it to them? You give it to them through your children, because when you let the white man educate your children, he is constantly planting his image in their minds. He is constantly planting his image in their minds. And when your children turn against you, you know why that happens? Because he has planted his image in their minds. That's why they rebel against you. That's why they do the things they do. That's him planting his spirit, his energy in them. Communication system, through the music he produces, he's putting his image in their head to constantly turn against you, to be against you, to work against you, but y'all don't see that. And that is what's killing you. That is what's producing death in you. You don't see that. Every time you allow your children to be exposed to him in any way, shape, or form, he's putting them against you. That's his job, to turn the children against the parents. You understand? That's the job. That's the job. And a lot of you have already accepted that job of death. A lot of you have already accepted it. A lot of you have already accepted that job to be the harbingers of death for your people. They're going to keep you as a bunch of zombies. These Negroes who claim they're here to help you, they're here to keep you as walking zombies. Your black leaders, they're here to keep you as walking zombies. People say, well, brother, why you got to always talk about everybody else? Well, you gotta use these people as examples, don't you? How else do I tell you, make it real to you, by showing, unless I show you what people are actually doing? How else do I make it real to you? If I describe something to you, wouldn't the best description be to show you what exactly is happening and how it is happening? So if I got to mention people, if that pisses you off that I mention people, well, brother, if you doing your job, don't worry about nobody else. I'm not worried about nobody else. I told you that. I'm only speaking on these people because I use them as examples of what I'm talking about. What's the best way to teach people and to show them what you're saying is real? By using living examples. You have to use living examples. The black race is a living example of the dead. The black race is a living example of the dead, and that is the entire black race, and the white race, and the human race. That is a perfect example of the living dead. But here we have the grace period to raise the elect, and this is coming by way of MENTELLECT. If you don't see it, oh well, don't listen. I told you, stop listening to me. Stop listening. I always come in and tell them, don't listen to me. This ain't for you. We're back. In these days and times, in these last days and times, in this next chapter that's being turned, we have Amen as our comforter. We have the living Lord and the living Creator, Amen, as our comforter. This message of MENTELLECT should be and serve as your comforter. You shouldn't care about nothing else. I don't care about nothing else. Honestly, I don't. If it ain't about MENTELLECT, I could care less. Because I didn't come into this world to be about anything else other than Amen and this message of MENTELLECT. I sacrificed my life for this because I had no other choice. See, you all got choices. Those of you who came here, who don't belong here, who wanted to be a part of this resurrection, this great awakening, Amen gave you the ability and the clarity to hear. Amen gave you the gift to hear this message where many will never hear it. Many will never, they'll hear it and they'll listen to it. I mean, let's say they'll hear it, right? But they won't be able to listen. They'll hear it, but they won't be able to listen. They won't be able to have a comprehension of what's being said to them. They won't get it, and they won't think it's important. They'll think it's just words. Oh, see, Newbin trying to be he's trying to be a cult leader, and he's trying to be a reverend. I told you people before, stop listening to me. If you think I'm a cult leader, if you think I'm lying to the people, if you think I'm just trying to get money out of people, then don't listen to me. How simple is that? And we'll see what I'm talking about, because you listen because, again, you have wits out there who listen to the message and whatnot. You don't get the complete narrative, and that is, we are waking up in the next world. The elect are waking up in the next world, and you are not going to get to become a part of the elect if you are not part of this republic. Amen is literally waking up a next dynasty, a new government, a new society. Amen is waking up a new society and starting a next race, a next level race for this next world to come. Amen is jump starting a next level race of persons, 144,000 elected officials to be the next world order. That is the resurrection, because this world order is on its way out. All of these world orders on their way out. Don't get caught up in how you see things now with the white man and power and the Asians and all these people, and you talk they taking over Africa. That's good. That's good. That's good that they in power, they doing what they doing, because it's going to come to an end very soon. We ain't got long. You understand? Everything they doing is in vain. They're only building up the earth for us, just as they were put here to do. For this resurrection, this day of resurrection, this day of reckoning, they're building up the earth for us. And those who are not standing with us in that day and time, those who are not standing in the fourth dimension of the next chapter in this next day to come, right? Oh well. See, because you zombies, you dead ones, or you dead people, you will maintain and still be in the same state you are in, but under a new regime, under a new society to come. Right? You will be in a new regime, in a new society to come. And it will not be in the hands of the white man. It will not be in the hands of the black man. It will not be in the hands of the mulattoes. It will not be in the hands of the Asians. It will not be in the hands of the yellow man, the red man, the white man, the black man, the in-between man. No, it will be in the hands of Amen. Amen, the bright ones, the bright race, and those who have been elected, who have been resurrected in that image and after that likeness of Amen. Those who are of the soul of Amen. Those whose souls have been ignited. Those who have cut away from the spiritual essence and have moved into the solar procession and the solar projection. Those who have moved away from that spiritual possession and who have been resurrected or raised, because resurrection means to raise. You always hear me say, raise the Lord. I don't say praise the Lord. We don't say that as Mentellians. We say raise the Lord. And when we say raise the Lord, we mean resurrect the Lord in us, the judgment in us, the judges in us as Amen, as that Amen race. That's when we say, that's what it means when we say raise the Lord. We don't say praise no Lord. We don't pray. We don't praise anything. This is all about the resurrection, the raising of a people into a race of persons, personified beings, those persons of interest. That's what this is about. The future judges, the future leaders. But we have to align ourselves in order to receive that power. If you're not going to align yourself, if you're not going to line up when you're called, then you're going to be left behind. If you're going to fade to black because you're just so in love with the black race and the human experience, and you know you spiritual, you just caught up in that whole spiritual essence, then goodbye. You dead already. We ain't talk. You already dead. You already dead. We don't have so many people that came in here and whatnot, swore they was of the, of the Republic, and swore they was of Amen, and they faded to black. Man, they ain't make it. They didn't make it. because they couldn't let go of that spiritual energy. They couldn't let go of their emotions. They couldn't let go of their jealousy. They couldn't let go of their envy. They couldn't let go of the things that kept them trapped in this three-dimensional circle. They couldn't let it go. They couldn't see the bigger picture. They couldn't see why I'm doing what I'm doing. They wanted to make Mentellect totally about Nuben Menkares. They didn't want to. They couldn't connect Mentellect to Amen. They wanted to make Mentellect about Nuben Menkares. They wanted to make Nuben Menkares a hustler. They wanted to say Nuben Menkares is trying to get money. He's just trying to con people. He's just trying to, do this, that, and the third, because that's their mindset. That's their mindset in the three-dimensional dead world. That's how they think. Their mind can't work beyond that. Their mindset can't work beyond that. That's their mind in the three-dimensional world. And because their mind is dead and diseased, their mind is full of demonic possession and demented possession and double-mindedness, they want to make me the same way. They want to make us the same way. They want to drag us all down into the dead black race. But no, we are on a rise. We are on this resurrection. We are on this path, on this linear path to power. That's what we here for. In the name of Amen, by the power of Amen, in Amen we trust, in Amen we think, in Amen we continue forward forever. That's what this is about. Anybody who ain't on that pathway, anybody that's not on that vibration, on that tone, on that frequency, have a nice day. Don't listen to my broadcast. You could think what you want about me, make all the videos you want about me, talk all the crap you want about. I could care less. Anyway, so let me go ahead and finish this. What is the name? What is the name of the living resurrection? What is the name of the living resurrection, the brighter race? What is that question? The name of the living. Why did we call it the name of the living resurrection? Because it's representing the raising of something, the raising, the extension of something, the extension of a people into persons, the expansion of people into persons, and the people who are coming out of the dead world or out of the dead state of existence into the living world, the fourth dimension, because that is where true life takes place. That's where true life starts, in the fourth dimension. That's where Amen starts to send clarity and perception and the extended memory. That's where Amen sends it from the fourth. We have to meet Amen. We have to come to Amen. We have to raise our minds and open our minds up to the transmission of Amen through Mentellect. And that's the only way it's coming. We ain't talking about no goddamn Egyptian god, no statue. We're talking about a race of which we belong to. That reality is coming clearer more than ever. Who are the elected brighter race? The Mentellians. The Mentellians. The Republic of Mentellect. Those who came out of the black race as the brighter race. Those whose minds are in alignment with Amen. Those whose minds are in alignment to receive transmission directly from Amen. Not from the white man, not from the black man, not from any man, but Amen. Amen. What are they resurrecting from? From the dead, from the three-dimensional, from the mentally dead black race who have been willfully ignorant and have opted in this day and time to stay under the so-called white race, who is also dead. You understand? They resurrecting from that. We resurrecting from that dead state of black and white. We resurrecting from that. What is resurrection? Resurrection is the raising of something. It's the raising of something that has been previously down. We've been down in the state of darkness, in the state of death, moving through this tunnel full of dead people, mentally dead people, to now we are now receiving that bright power, that light, that pure fire, that pure solar connection to move us forward again. It is that torch that Amen is sending us by way of Mentellect that's igniting you. When you all hear this message, you like, I got to join the Republic of Mentellect. I got to be a part of that. You ain't doing it because you like Nuben Menkares. I would hope you not, because if you're doing it because you like Nuben Menkares, then leave. This ain't you here for the wrong reason. Leave. Don't want nothing from you. Don't want your money. Don't want your dues. Leave. Because this is not a game. It's not here to be asking me a whole bunch of questions or trying to be my buddy or my pal. You're here because you are part of this resurrection in the future. What will happen after the resurrection? Life happens after the resurrection. Life. Because right now we dead. We waking up now. We coming into the living now. Now. So when somebody asks me, well, what y'all going to do when you accomplish that? We're going to live. We're going to live. To live is to learn. Y'all not learning a goddamn thing. So don't come to me asking me, well, what you trying to do when look, nigga, we living. Y'all dead. So anything we do in the stage of life is power. And that's it. Join us Wednesday night for the next MENTELLECT radio broadcast. I am the intellectual Nuben Menkarayzz. This has been MENTELLECT Radio. Good night.
Republic of MENTELLECT, rising out the black race to the white race, out the black race to the white race. It's the Republic of MENTELLECT, black race to the white race. If it's hell, I'm and then it's hell us. They tried everything just to spell us. Fed us religion, gave us fake gods. Through all of that, we beat the odds. Now we coming together under one flag. Colors red, gold, and blue. Superman, Superwoman, that's me and you. The infinite capability.